My angels, it's reading time. Are you ready? I was gonna go to the gym. I'm going to the gym to train with my new gym bestie. I'm feeling somebody right now. This is my gifting is to channel as an oracle. Now, you might notice my fresh bronze. If you don't, then what is wrong with you? I'm just kidding. I'm slightly self-conscious of it because as soon as you do a fresh tan, it's like super dark at first till you wash it off. But you know what? I'm here for it. We're about to have a heat wave and the arms and the legs are all coming out. So I am having my little glow up as I come away from very stressful job. I'm going back. I got my nails done yesterday or 2 days ago. And then, yeah, it's all coming back. It's all coming back. It's all coming back to me now. Okay, I already pulled cards for you just to connect this reading to you. First of all, I felt just a flood of emotions coming and I felt confused. And then I was like, I was actively trying to clear my head. So you might be sitting in a state of overwhelm and maybe it's not, maybe you wouldn't even think of it as overwhelmed because of all that you've been through. You wouldn't be thinking, oh, I'm so overwhelmed. You have really learned to manage your emotions and I'm getting the word ascended. You've ascended into a new, higher version of yourself, a better version of yourself, a more settled version of yourself. So even, I'm hearing this, even the word overwhelmed might be triggering for you because to hear that, it's like, no, am I going back? But the spirit is saying, no, it's not about that. It's what I was feeling was you sifting. It was like you had, and I'll show you the cards that came out to confirm that because it was amazing. Okay, I'll just show you as I go. So that was the first thing to connect you to this. You are in a place where there's a lot of options, okay? And there's choice and you have kind of almost like a non-stop sifting process going on this week, maybe last week. And you're trying to clear your head. You're trying to make some sense of it. Which way do I go? Which way do I go? Right? And then another little detail, and again, I'm still trying to remember that everything that happens from the moment that I pray and I start to bring you into my heart is I'm believing and just trusting by faith that it's for you. So this morning I was watching The Chosen. I just put on something. I was putting a station on the TV and it flashed across and I was watching this scene and it was so beautiful. It was where Yeshua was looking at he's like all these religious people don't want him to do a miracle because it's against all the rules. What is that? Right? This guy's daughter has died. And I was also reminded, like, Jesus really did bring people back to life historically. Let's just pause on that. Okay, this reading isn't about that, but this is coming to my mind, so I'm just sharing it. So he's standing there and you can watch him, he's just taking it all in, right? You've got all these religious people and they're just like, what are you gonna, you can't do this and leave it alone. And he's so calm, Yeshua, he's so calm. And his disciples are looking at him, 555 on my clock, grace, transformation. And he looks and he says to the dad of this daughter who's dead, he says, only believe. Only believe. Kia. Whew. So, there is something about coming into a message, and maybe you're doing this in your sifting process. You're needing to remember that with all these different options at hand, your choice is going to have to come from your personal place of faith, right? It isn't going to be, it doesn't matter what anybody else has done. It doesn't matter the choices anyone else has made or even how you're being counseled. It doesn't matter what someone else is saying. Yes, take an advice, and that's a great thing, especially if the person is somebody you respect. But at the end of the day, no amazing decision was ever made without a risk and a leap of faith. And there's something about faith that is rewarded. And I just love that. Anyways, in that scene later on, he brings a girl back to life. He says she's just sleeping. And I was literally tearing up thinking, we don't do this. We have a lot of spirituality floating around. Again, you guys, I'm just going to go with what comes to mind here, because none of this unplanned, but we have a lot of spirituality. And part of the reason I've moved from academia, 5 years studying theology and philosophy and head, right? I'm an air sign, Gemini, is because I knew that God was saying it's time to embody. Yeah, who cares what's going on up here? If your body doesn't believe it, then there's no power. Your life doesn't manifest it, right? So yeah, maybe you need to remember that. Pull it right into your body, whatever decisions you have to make, and listen to what your body is telling you. Listen to what your intuition is telling you. And you can kind of feel above the neck and below the neck, right? You can feel where your heart is. It's quite simple, really. That's what I'm hearing. But your head, that temptation of the ego is always to protect itself and protect itself over anyone else. Okay, that reptilian brain, that fight or flight brain is like number one right here. And there's a place for that, but you have to be aligned first in your intuition, and then from that place, whatever decision you make will be best for you. It is what's best for you. But it may require that you see things from a different perspective. So, all right. Do you guys see that too? My dog scratched me across my chest. She's worth it though. All right, you ready for your cards? Your first card out, I sat with these beforehand. First card out was the Lovers, all right? The Lovers is not about just love. It's about, can you see that? It's about choice. And so that was really confirming that what I was feeling, that you were dealing with so many choices. It's about your values. It's about you understanding your values and coming to a place where your choices reflect your values. And what I'm hearing is it's taken you some time to even figure out what your values are. And you may, in this sifting process, that might be one of your filters that might help you, is to think, what are my values, right? What aligns with me? With all these choices, what aligns with me? Okay, that one's out of place. All right, now the card before that, what you've just come out of is this one, which is Ten of Wands. 10 of Wands is, it's a heavy card. It's burden. It's just feeling overwhelmed. And what's sticking out to me as I'm sharing this with you is her suitcase. So maybe you've had to move recently. 10 of Wands is about getting to a place which you must have just come through, or you may be feeling like you're still sitting in just a little bit because you can't see the difference between your overwhelm and this place of sifting. So I'm just wanting you to pay attention to this line right in between the cards. You might be sitting right at this transitional place, but the Spirit is telling you that you've come through this, and that's an you should be encouraged by that. In fact, when I say that, you should feel a little relieved, because one of the triggers, as I mentioned, 12:12 on my clock, would be, no, I don't want any more trauma. I'm not going back. I don't want heaviness. I don't want trauma. I don't want conflict. I'm not in that place. No. And you don't need to worry. Don't let your shadow move you into denial. You don't have to push away how this felt or what this was. This is the heaviest load that any human brain can take. It's breaking point. But one of my favorite readers always says, this is always a card of hope, actually, because what we know about humanity and cycles is this has to have a breaking point. And so if you think of the law of sowing and reaping, or you put things into karmic cycle context, you're always getting lessons, right? So this past season of overwhelm for you and burden, there was a lesson in it. And I'm going to get I'm going to get some clarity on this one, but I'm hoping for you that you broke this karmic loop. Okay. You have to break a karmic loop to get through with this. If you don't, it just gets worse and it just comes right back around. Okay. So the upside of this is that you have moved into a place where you have choice. Now, this was what was interesting. Knight of Wands came before it. And what this was telling me was that you were pursuing your dreams. You were really in a place, you would say, I was feeling spontaneous, I was feeling light, go back. I mean, go back a year and a half maybe. The way that you were viewing your past, this is very telling, because it's like, I was in a good place, I thought, and then everything just kind of went to shit, right? And look, whatever happened, we're going to get some clarification cards, but you went from this to this, okay? And that's where you're coming from to connect you with this reading. If that sounds like you, if that feels like you, then this is a message for you. But we will get more details. Now, here's the other cool thing. I'm going to show you what comes next for you. The choices that you're making right now are going to lead you towards, and what you want is to ground your dreams, okay? And what I'm hearing, actually, if we go back, we don't want to be here. Let's drop that card. This is how you saw, things were great. I was like able to be spontaneous. I was able to be light. I was going after things, and then, right, all this stuff happens. Now you're here. I know this can be distracting because it's about love, and maybe some of it is about love for you. Right as I said that, 15:51 on my clock, so that's mirroring, all right? You could be mirroring your counterpart. But these choices that you're making right now, what aligns with your values, it is leading to you grounding the dreams that you thought were gone. But what I'm hearing is maybe some of these dreams are developing. And maybe one of the things that's throwing you off is that the dreams that you were once pursuing, they've taken on a different form or shape, or something's different. And so you're like, I'm confused. Is this new thought I'm having, is this new thing, is it still aligned with me? Is it aligned with me? And the Spirit is saying, yes, you are heading in the right direction. So I had like a little stack of papers sitting over on my counter. They just started to fly around the room, like a wind came through the room, and they just started to fly. So that just felt a little bit like, it was a little bit cool, but I did have to stop the camera and pick it up. So there's a wind. There's a wind. Maybe this message is your wind. Maybe there's just going to be a breath of fresh air for you in this. I decided I wanted to get my Light Seers book, which this is the deck I'm using, and read 10 of Wands specifically. So this is what you just have come through. Okay, so you were taking on too much, an opportunity to free yourself from, this is about an opportunity to free yourself from heavy burdens, obligations, finding yourself close to a successful outcome, and the need to prioritize, but it's also a message to keep going. It says all those responsibilities. Do you really need to carry all of those wands all by yourself, all at the same time? Couldn't you drop a few of them by prioritizing? Or maybe, just maybe, things would go a whole lot faster if you enlisted some help. So this card is really about you, which is interesting because this is about independence, right? Financial independence. This is about really grounding your independence, but in an interdependent way. This is healthy grounding. This is a flag that there was too much independence. You were out of balance. I find in particular as a feminine, it's exhausting. The question that's coming to my mind is, what is it that you're trying to prove to yourself? okay? Because as feminines, maybe I'm reading for a feminine. As feminines, we can get here, and I believe this, and I was raised by predominantly my father, so a masculine energy. And I really had to find for myself that it was okay to not always take action, right? Maybe you had a father or a mother, somebody who told you, like, you have to prove yourself, right? And that is so not what grace is about. That is not what being a child, a divine child, is about. When you are in balance, you are worthy because you are worthy, because you are valuable. You are created by the Creator as a valuable human being just because you are. And I always say this, when a baby is born, I had 3, I know, they lay there, they don't do nothing for you. They don't do acts of love or acts of whatever your love languages are. Nothing, well, maybe touch, but they don't do anything, and they're loved because they just are yours. And you need to hear that. You are loved, my angel. This person following her dreams, following his dreams, whatever. You are loved and worthy because you are you. All right? And it is not going to kill you to ask for help. And it's coming to my mind too to say this. Masculine energies can be out of balance with masculine energy, obviously. To have a guy taught that, and men are taught this in this society, if you ask for help, you're weak or something. And that's really sad because it's a very isolated place. Men used to go out and hunt together. Tribal brotherhood, tribal togetherness is it's how we were created, because it's in tribe, it's in relationships that you most come to accept your light and your shadow, right? It's when we are in our individualized society, we feel that we have to be the best at everything, right? What if you aren't? I tell you what's coming to my mind right now. I had a friend in college who, she was such a good freaking gift giver. And every time a birthday or something came around, she just would give these gifts that, it's not that they were expensive. It was like she would think about them for months in advance, Are any of you guys the kind of people who are like, oh, it's somebody's birthday tomorrow, like, I'll run out to the store? That's me. Or even worse, day of. Anybody got a card, a piece of paper, right? Last minute. Well, I'm not very good at giving gifts. I mean, unless something just pops up. Did you hear that? Hang on. Oh, the wind is really going. Okay. Unless something just pops up, I don't tend to think of it. So why am I saying this? Oh, I know, because it's okay that somebody else is better at something than you and you're not, but you don't learn that unless you just let them, just celebrate them for them and accept that I'm not naturally. I could try for ages to be like that, but I would just be trying to be like her rather than enjoying her for what she delighted my heart with that love language, with that gift. So I'm saying it because men and women equally, we can be taught in our isolation that we have to carry all of the load. But maybe that's not true. Maybe it's not true. And maybe you've been isolated for so long that you haven't seen yourself in other people's eyes. Maybe this is kind of where you're coming from too, is just that place of like quiet hiddenness. Like, anyways, I'm gonna move on. Okay, it's time to drop all the bags and the burdens. And I think that the overarching message there was ask for help, get some support. It's time. I release your mantra. I release my burdens into the ethers, knowing that the universe will help me to tend to the essentials. And if I were putting it into my universal truth, I would bring that to Yeshua. And I would say, if Yeshua was incarnate God, right? Source incarnate, then what he modeled was tribe 12, right? The 13, really. He was the 13th. 13 is not an unlucky number, by the way. That's a complete reptilian way of thinking it. Anyways, that model of interdependence, it encourages that you can have weaknesses and strengths, and you don't always have to be strong. I am telling you all of this for some reason. I'm laboring this, I feel like. Why were they in a 10 of Wands? Obviously, as the wind is blowing so strong. Okay, that one wanted to... Ooh. Solar eclipse. Big changes are coming. Okay. Cosmic trigger. So we have been for the past 6 months. Okay. Or if this message is coming to you and you feel like you're just going through a cosmic trigger right now, it could be the past 6 months or the 6 months coming. Okay. Big changes are coming. All right. Let's keep going. Oh. Hold on. Do you know what I just heard? Because I was asking that specifically about your 10 of Wands, your overwhelm. I was saying, why was this person in an overwhelm, right? What was it? And that card came out, which normally I would read as a timing card, but what I'm hearing is you thought that big changes were coming. I just heard that. And you have been doing your work, and the transformation that you've been going through, you thought it was leading to something else, but it's like it didn't come, and that cycle of disappointment, it felt like it was starting over. Oh, maybe that's why it's so triggering to hear. If you were getting triggered by hearing about overwhelm, oh my God, it could be because you might just be cycling through with disappointment. Like, please, no, I don't even care anymore. Am I getting darker? You guys, I think I'm getting darker as we go. Okay, my angels, we're gonna keep going. I want another. Can I get two more? Oh, Empress in reverse. Oh, your feminine power, but reversed. So in other words, insecure, blocked creativity. You were not paying attention to your body, so you were not paying attention to your intuition, which is probably where the cycles of disappointment are coming from, the karmic loops, right? If you do not, here's how I see it. Take it for however you want. Your intuition is the place where you and God sit together, right? If you think of our bodies are like temples, right? It's like the throne. So the Creator sitting here with you in your temple. This is where you converse. Ain't nobody else allowed into that space. And the deal with that goes like this. Yes, you can counsel me. Yes, you can inform me, but nobody else is carrying the scroll within me that needs to be read out in this life. So I can ask for advice, but I would be wise to always defer to what my body, what my intuition is telling me, because nobody else around you. And I'm hearing this, maybe some of your overwhelm is coming because you're asking too much advice from too many people, or maybe you're getting on YouTube and you're getting advice from everywhere, but you haven't stopped and sat and listened to your intuition, maybe because you don't trust yourself anymore. Because when we get into these karmic loops of disappointment, it's like, why should I trust myself? It always ends up like this. No, there's a lesson in everything. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted. But when you were pursuing your dream, whatever has happened over the last, I'm going to say year to 18 months, from a place where you perceived you were lighthearted and free and spontaneous and going after, right, to total overwhelm, breakdown. Whatever happened between here, this is so strange, but this solar eclipse is representing to me a karmic cycle of hope and disappointment, okay? That's what it's representing to me. And eclipses are about cycling things out, right? You've got Empress in reverse. You're blocked. Your intuition was totally blocked. Hang on, we've got more papers flying. Whoa, the wind. Do you hear my wind chimes? Everything. Whoa. Sign. Whew. Empress, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. This card is for people, it only comes out if somebody is very connected to above. So your intuition is very, very important in this life for you. Very important. And God will give you those lessons until you start to learn. Stop taking all this, start in here, okay? Oh, I have so many things coming to my mind. I've got to just stay focused. So please, Holy Spirit, just help me to stay on track with this. Okay. You weren't listening to your body. You were, honestly, the word, it says negligence. That's interesting. Okay. So anyways, that's what you're coming out of. You're coming out of that. Hold on. I wanted to get one more. I feel like I said enough about that. Your intuition has been totally blocked. Why has their intuition been blocked? What is the cycle? Oh, that one wanted to flip over. King of Wands. Did you see that? I'm going to take that one. King of Wands, natural born leaders. So this could be a connected energy to you. This could be somebody you thought was your counterpart. A natural born leader, gets things done. Entrepreneur, charismatic, free thinker, successful, passionate, visionary, creative, savvy, right? So this could be a connected energy. I'm just trying to think if I want to. I'm going to get one more. Hold on, that one wanted an Ace of Wands. Bubbling ideas under the surface, many ideas lacking. Oh, Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay. So you got King of Wands and Ace of Wands in reverse. So lacking direction. Okay, so what I'm hearing is this was somebody that you really perceived as you were going to do life with, is what I'm hearing. You were going to do life with. You obviously think of them or you met them and they were in this light. Yeah? Look at that. Swag, right? He's got it together. Maybe you had a little, hot and heavy, whatever. It got exciting, right? But then Ace of Wands in reverse. It lacked direction. It lacked inception. So it didn't ground. It didn't, inception, interesting. Why is that word standing out to me? It's almost like it didn't go anywhere. Why didn't it go anywhere? Hold on. Let's do this one. Oh, on the bottom. I didn't see this. On the bottom. Knight of Cups in reverse. So this person, it says unrequited lover. Disappointment. I said cycles of disappointment. Revoked offer. So maybe this person offered you something. Oh. Look. Do you see that? King of Wands, right? Okay, so my angel. Heartbreaker, manipulative, disappointment, revoked offer, obsessed. So maybe you did become obsessed with this person. I'm hearing you really held out. And I mean, I can't make this up. It says disappointment right there. I've been talking about it this whole time. And so it didn't go anywhere. And I'm hearing it. You were left. Okay, look at this. You were doing you, boo-boo. Look. You were here. Looks like a good match, yeah? Of course you thought, oh, this is my intuition. Look, I'm following it, right? My kind of guy, my kind of girl. These are energies, by the way, so it could go either way. We could be speaking about either gender, right? You thought you were trusting your intuition, and this person really made you doubt your ability to make a good decision. What was the lesson? Ooh, that one wanted to flip over. You stayed loyal to what was already leaving. And I said it, didn't I? I said it, didn't I? I said you stuck it out. Didn't I say something like that? You stayed loyal to what was already leaving. Oh, that's sad. Let's just get one more. I don't want to bum you out and get you too down. I think we get it, right? We get that you've come through quite a lot. Settling always breeds resentment. Let me show you this card. So I'm hearing it. There would have been so many red flags, just little things happening in this romance, in this time. And it was like you kept compromising and you kept compromising because you were convinced you were being loyal, right? You were being loyal because you're a loyal, beautiful, beautiful soul. And don't ever think that that's not a quality that it makes you you. It makes you you. Beautiful, big-hearted you. But I don't think you maybe knew who you were entirely. And I think that, you know, when we compromise, we have to say why. Why is it? And I can speak for myself here. When you have fear of abandonment stuff, you don't want to, of course, it's loyalty and fear of abandonment are a slippery slope, if you get what I'm saying. It's like, are you being loyal or are you actually just afraid to be on your own? Okay? And that's really important for you to hear. And I mean that really, really lovingly. But you have to ask yourself, if it was unrequited, in other words, if it was not reciprocated, why was I staying energetically? Okay? That one wanted, oh my, I just got chills. Ooh. Fear built it, truth ended it. Oh my angel. Look at that. I want to cry a little bit. I'm just like getting a little emotional because I get the feeling you really thought, oh, I'm seeing like Disney princess. You really thought that you were building your castle with this person. This person was your dream come true. But, and I'm sorry that you feel like you can't trust your intuition, but if we go back for a second, your intuition's never wrong and it would have told you, this is sand, there's something, this is sand, this is not rock, right? We can't build our house on sand, or the rain came down and the floods came up. Isn't there a little song about that? And it washes it away. It was built on sand. So why was it built on sand? That's the question. Fear of not being accepted for exactly who you are, which is why you stayed too long, which is why you compromised, etc. Okay? Now, I don't want to bum you out. Okay? I want to actually keep us moving forward. If there's one thing I always tell my kids, it's like, I'm not going to let you get stuck. I'm not. We're going to keep moving forward. And you are. Okay, look, you are. Let me go back for a second. I want to give you hope. Remember, when we started this reading, I said you probably aren't sure if you're still in this because you're so triggered by even hearing you're overwhelmed. It's like, don't tell me I'm overwhelmed, I'm fine. But you aren't in this anymore. And the Holy Spirit is saying, you are here already, babes. You are, these things, these options, these things that you're starting to sift in your mind, it's because you're in a new season. You are not in this anymore. You are either here, right on the cusp of starting. If you have, here's the deciding point. If you don't have a lot of options that you feel like you're weighing out right now, maybe not love options, but life options. Do I want to move here? Do I want to pursue this course? Do I want to, if you have your own business, which I'm feeling like you have something that you're grounding, because of this Nine of Pentacles. You're doing something, or you have something, some mission in your head. If you don't have a lot of options right now that you're trying to figure out which way to go, then you're probably right here. And this message is finding you to let you know options are coming, choices are coming. You're about to be presented with a really beautiful moment of decision. And I want to say this to you, and I know this is finding you to encourage you, because what you need to know is that the Spirit is always going to come underneath you and say, no, baby girl, no, baby boy, whatever. I'm not going to let you doubt yourself and keep doubting yourself. I do not want you in that state. All right. So we're going to bring some choices and some things around, and it's going to be like a mirror to you. Remember when I said mirror? 640 just stood out to me when I looked up. It was 640. So we should look that number up. And the reason why these options are coming up and this sort of field of sifting is going to happen is because what Spirit wants you to know is that you know yourself better than you ever have before. You are more yourself than you've ever been before. And your values, you're going to watch your decisions align with your values in a new way. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. We're just going to go with that. Now, I'm going to do this. I want a piece of advice from above. How do you see the lesson that this person, this beautiful angel, just traversed is what I heard. How do you see it? I'm looking at a card in front of me that is from a different deck, and it says, I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson. And I just wanted to read that out to you. How do you see this? How do you see this past chapter? Whoa. That one, like, that was funny. Did you see that? It like went on top of my hand and then like slid off, like it was climbing out. And I feel like that's significant. I feel like you might feel like you're just climbing out of like a dark place, climbing out of this box, like a boxed in place. It's like the light is coming to you. And even the breeze that's been blowing whilst I've been giving you this message, it feels like you are like, I need refreshing. I need refreshing. Why? How does the Holy Spirit see this has been to teach you to trust the unknown. So let's go back for a second to fear of abandonment stuff. And I don't want to project that onto you. That's just what I'm hearing. If it could be something else, but if let's say it's that. Oh my gosh, where's the other card too? Oh, fear. Okay, so you've been motivated by fear. So things in your life, even I'm hearing it, go back a year ago, what you were the way that you were pursuing your dreams, there was a motivation to do the things you wanted to do. Just part, I'm not saying all, but part of that motivation was fear. Fear of what? I've got to provide for myself. I've got to protect myself. Maybe you have to provide for kids. I have to build. I have to go. I have to do, right? And that is good stuff. Grounding pentacles, grounding everything, your dreams into this world, money, finance, it's all good stuff. But when it's coming from a place and a motive of fear because of wanting to be independent, that is a disconnected motive. We are, as humanity, we are interconnected. There's no point in building an empire, right? If you don't have loved ones sitting around the table to enjoy it with, right? So if you're driven to just, I need to make money, I need to do this, I need to get famous, I need to, whatever the end stop was for you, there was something you were missing in the adventure. You were missing the fun of it, right? She looks like she's having fun. And maybe that's how you were perceived. Maybe you were like, woo, but what? The subconscious comes through these karmic lessons, these cycles, to separate the marrow from the bone. And it's funny because I started this by talking about a sifting process going out. Well, so heaven can sift us, right? We get sifted to try to see the marrow from the bone. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I going for what I'm going for? Why am I wanting the kind of person I'm wanting? It's all for our good, and it's for the building up of our intuition to be able to trust the unknown. What is the unknown? The unknown is your story between you and the divine, you and God. That's it. And again, I started this as well by saying this is a private place. This is a place that you have to recover your power, your confidence. It doesn't matter what your family did. It doesn't matter what everybody thinks of you or the path that you've always been on, and everybody understands you in this light. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is the scroll that was chosen by you and the Creator before you came here to be read out. I don't know why I'm getting very theatrical, right? There was a moment, and I always say this is my universal truth, but it is based on a lot of theology and even more the confirmation of my intuition and things even now that I'm learning. I've kind of thrown out all the head knowledge, and I'm still finding the spirit confirming this theory to me. So before you and I ever came here, my theory, we were stars in the sky, light. We were light. That's not actually my theory entirely. That's Genesis 1, which speaks about the B'nai Elohim, the stars in the sky, the governing ones. That was us, okay? Now, I never read it that way until the kind of person who I would consider like my new inspirational rabbi, right? The person I'm like, oh my gosh, the way you believe, the way it all fits together, everything, it's just all these pieces coming together. Anyways, I'm getting excited about him, but the revelation that he carried was that we were stars, lights in the sky. We were light, and we chose, when we saw the way humanity was going and what was happening, we chose free will, right? With the Creator to say, here am I, send me, I'll go. I'm going to go and be a light to the earth. So the story was written, my truth. Okay, but you're going to have to, there's going to be this suffering. But you're going to, okay, when you're 13, when you're 18, when you're 40, this story is intense. These are the cycles. These are the things you've got to go and overcome. Are you good with that? Are we good with that? Are we in agreement over that, right? The Creator does things through agreement, all right? The Creator is sovereign and can do whatever he wants, but he does it through agreement because he's a secure, benevolent source, God, Creator. You said, yes, I will. I can see I have to overcome all of that, right? And all of the spirit beings that were in charge of your life and have these different special positions in your life, they rolled it up, they sealed it, and it was kept in heaven. You got born, you came through your mom's tummy, and you got total amnesia. Oh, hi, where am I, huh? Who am I, huh? Okay, I think these people are around me are going to tell me who I am. Yeah, they'll tell me. Why am I not like that, though? That's weird. A brother is born for adversity, overcoming, right? So even in your own family, those were divine sovereign choices, particular things of opposition that you, not God, didn't go, sorry, kid, you're gonna do this. That's my will. No. It's, I love you, I love you, I love you. Remember, we're in this together. I'm never gonna leave you. Remember that. You got this. You know this. Remember, you got this. You can overcome this. You're better than this. Come on. And all of the saints in heaven cheering you on. Oh, I'm just, woo! fired up about that. I'm like literally getting chills. That's the energetics of what that's about. The only thing, your intuition is all you have. That's your compass for this right here. This being read out, this tells the world a different story about how love goes. This tells a different story about what it means to be worthy, what it means to be accepted, what it means to be a child of God, loved, right? And obedient. Because what is obedience? It's literally was just listening to this morning, The Chosen. He said, I will follow what you command. So the surrender that is involved for, where's the Empress card? You do not become a powerful person without first understanding authority. If you do not surrender to the divine, to divine timing, to sovereign power over you, you will not be able to manifest anything in creation under your power. And you were designed to do that. So it's, oh, my earring just fell out. So that's kind of the order of things. We kind of, my belief again, we go, we make decisions, we go. But when it's important and when you need to, you stop, and if you need help, you need support right now. You listen. And you listen to what? To your intuition. Right here. You don't have to go outside of yourself. You don't have to go to a church. You can go to a church if you want. You don't have to go to a synagogue or a temple or a coven or a blah, 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 blah. No. Right here. Right here. And it all starts with that beautiful 3-letter word that Yeshua said that confirms the energetics that we are all one. Why? What does he say in his prayer? Our Father. Our Father. What does that mean? Shared. We're in this together, right? And not... I studied ancient cosmologies in school, so the gods of the ancient world were very capricious and unpredictable, and everybody was having to satisfy them all the time. Not Yahweh, not the God, not Yeshua's God, not who Yeshua is. That's why that is my God, because the stories are the most benevolent, beautiful, gracious, generous. There's no comparison. Anyways, that's just me, and I get passionate about that stuff. But this God says, I'm gonna have Yeshua say a word, Father, and that's gonna put it into a relational paradigm that means I'll never leave you. That's how close you can get. You don't have to sacrifice beer and grain to me. I'm gonna come and I'm gonna just tear the veil. So you're coming straight in. That's what I believe is the true gospel anyways, you guys. And anyways, that is a lesson about power. And I guess I'm just going on and on about it, but the energetics around you will support you coming into wholeness with yourself above all else, even above your own pain, even above this handsome guy here. Where'd he go? Or girl, whoever this was to you. Where did you go? My little Knight of Wands, my King of Wands. Look, remember him? Remember her? Right? I know you loved him. I know you loved her. But you didn't love yourself enough. You didn't love yourself enough that when all those little flags were happening, you couldn't say no. You couldn't walk away. You kept building in fear. I don't want to lose this. I don't want them to leave me. I guess I'll just settle. I'm not going to say I'm settling. You might not have even felt like you were settling, but your intuition was like, yeah, but what about that thing? You know, what about that? What about, you know what I'm saying? Anyways. I'm going to get you one more card. I want to get, actually, I need to move forward because I'm going to keep us moving, hopefully. This is you, remember, sweetie pie. I say that as a mom, sorry. I'm not being patronizing. You got a lot of choices. You've either got them now or they're coming. They're coming to show you how to look at your values again. And they're going to lead to you grounding your dreams, your love. Here's what I want. I know what I want to do. This is kind of a fun one. I'm hearing, oh, hang on. I have so many fun new decks, I can't even. I just want to keep going. I want to know one more thing for this collective. What else, is there anything else they need to know about their shadow? Anything at all? Just one more thing and then we're going to move on, okay? Hang on. Ooh. Okay, green eyes. Green eyes could be significant. I have green eyes. Turn green eyes into a force for self-improvement and inspiration. It says actually envy, jealousy, covetousness, longing. So, okay, and this is why we call it shadow, you guys. This is why we call it, oh my gosh, weird. I have a Hebrew deck and underneath it says underworld. That card was just sitting up and I didn't see it. Underworld. Your shadow. Okay, here's your shadow. These are shadow cards. Your conscious mind is like, I'm here, whatever. Your subconscious down here has got, your shadow has got some issues with jealousy and envy, and you might not know it. And let me just tell you, if you feel, not coveting is such a major deal. I hear you. I can hear the spirit. Oh my God. Okay, I was talking to my daughter about this the other day. Why is this one of the 10 commandments? Not to covet. Because what is yours? Go back to the scroll. When you look around and you go, why don't I have that? Why can't I have that? Why can't I be like that? Oh my God. Remember when I was talking about my friend who gives gifts? This is all, it all comes together in a message. When I was talking about them, I was saying it's unhealthy to want to be everything. To think you have to do everything by yourself and you have to be the everything for yourself, for everybody else. That's a big ask. In fact, it sounds like you have to be God. So that is ego, that is shadow, that is false God stuff. This scroll has a particular set of gifts in it. It has strengths and weaknesses and things you overcome and things you're good at and things you're totally shit at, things you get frustrated about yourself at, things that took you way too long to heal, things you feel like you missed opportunities, you feel like you just completely fumbled the ball. It's all in here, babes, and you got to go through it all. And until you accept that this is what's yours, not what's in somebody else's scroll, right? Not what's in somebody else's yours. This is all that matters. Because if this gets read out, and it will, it has the unique ability to save, transform, heal, resurrect. Oh, I'm saying resurrect. Why am I saying resurrect? And I'm hearing, remember the show you saw this morning? Yeah, he brought somebody back to life. Oh my God. Literally the power of death and rebirth within your vessel. Heal the sick, raise the dead. I literally said that earlier. Power to resurrect. Your scroll, whoever I am talking to, you are magical beyond magical, powerful, magical. Say whatever language you want to use. The power of the Creator is within you. And the authority, Yeshua said, I give you all authority. Only believe. Your intuition has been blocked. It's been blocked. God is literally like, all of this stuff you've been going through, it's to get you, your intuition is so important. And I'm hearing it, so I'm just going to say this. The divine is not going to let anybody come back into your life until you trust yourself. Let me restate that. Not going to let anybody come back in. Not going to actually begin your partnership. Not going to get it going. You've until you trust yourself, because that's more important than anything. Your intuition is what's going to tell you, raise the dead over there, don't raise the dead over there. What does that mean? It means you speak to something, you manifest. You are holding the power of creation, right? People who just think they can manifest whatever they want, no. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest who you are. So yes, people can manifest things, but it doesn't mean that they're manifesting what's on here. This, you got to have the light codes. You got to have the blueprints. You need to know what exactly you want to manifest. Why? Oh my God, I'm so energized right now. Because you don't want to build this again. This is not, you are not going to build on sand again. Am I right? Painful to watch that go up. You walked through that. You walked through the rooms of that castle. You envisioned it, right? But it wasn't built on healthy boundaries, on, I feel worthy. Does this person value me? Do I value this person in the right way? Okay, good, we're building. Then we're building stone by stone and block by block, right? That doesn't come. If somebody does not know their shadow, the first time you get into an argument, they're going to push you away. They're going to blame you. They're going to deflect it onto you because they don't know their shadow. It's subconscious, you guys. Just remember that. And that doesn't come up, by the way. The divine does not let those shadow things come up until that person's body is resilient enough and strong enough to be able to do that journey with the shadow, to see the shadow, to face the shadow, right? So even being able to see your shadow is a blessing, and it's divinely guided. If this person, I'm just saying it because we want to have total compassion. If this person had stuff come up and was like, I can't go anywhere with this, I can't do anything with this. What does it say on the card? No, it was like, where was it? Lacking direction or inception. So if this person couldn't ground it, it's because they weren't ready to, they couldn't see their shadow. They didn't know. How do you, I don't know how to explain what I'm saying. How do you can't build evenly. Okay, you can't build evenly with two people who don't know their shadows. That healing work that's being done, whether in separation together or apart or whatever the outcome is, it is for your stability ultimately. And that's what Nine of Pentacles is about. It's about stability. Okay? Let's do our final bit here. Because I hope you're realizing how special you are. I hope you are realizing whoever you are not like the rest. Whatever you agreed to do, it's big. And it's important that you never lose yourself again. And it's important that, not never lose yourself again. I don't like when people say that because it's almost like maybe I could. You really couldn't. When you go through a certain kind of fire, permanence is created. The caterpillar becomes the butterfly, and the butterfly never turns back into the caterpillar because the progression of true metamorphosis isn't in reverse. It can't be reversed. And that should be for your comfort to know you are learning your lessons. You are gaining ground. You are doing the work. You are transforming. You are, let me find that other one. You are going from this to, where's your other ones, babes? You're right between here and here. You're right between. You see that? You are moving forward. And that's another message for whoever that you are. You is, I keep saying, I'm not going to let you get stuck. And I can hear the cry of your heart because you are this wild, crazy, fun person. The cry of your heart is, I don't want to get stuck in this life. I don't want to settle. I don't want to settle, right? I'm the Empress. I'm the Emperor, whatever. I'm loyal. I'm awesome. Like, I've got all this passion. I've got all this stuff to ground. Don't let me get stuck. And God is like, I'm trying. I'm here. I'm with you. Never gonna leave you, right? Never gonna leave you. Okay, hold on. Now, I don't believe what other people go, oh, don't get timing. Don't get like, I don't care. Because do you know what the human soul wants more than anything? Hope. Okay? Now, if this message has not resonated with you and the details of what I'm saying to you are not going, oh, yeah, then don't take the timing, obviously, and apply the timing. But I want to, because your last card was, where'd you go? Where'd you go? It was Victory. It was the Chariot. I love that Chariot card too, by the way. Oh my God, look at this card. This is my favorite deck so far. That Chariot, look at that too. I love the black and white horses. It reminds me of the yin and the yang coming into what? Balance! Why? Because there is strength in knowing your shadow. I almost said mother. You know what? I know so many people. I know a lot of religious people who are like, no, I'm this. I'm this. I'm this. Aren't I squeaky clean? Look at, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. Scary. These kind of people, I'm sorry, and I don't just mean religious people. You could be non-religious and not know your shadow for sure. I just, from where I'm coming from, one of the things I realized when I kind of left church, as it were, and I left this whole religious paradigm, and God really freed me and delivered me from it. The first thing he started to do was to make me be cool, be good with this. What is this? Okay, it's your shadow. That's right. You physically have one when you walk. Okay, don't deny your shadow anymore in the spirit any more than you would if you were walking. Like, that's not my shadow. That's not my shadow. Go away. Right? What am I even saying? I'm so crazy. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, should I go into a little, I don't want to go into theology for God's sake, but literally, but I'm going to give you my quick theology in case you're wondering, what is she talking about? Yin, yang, light, dark, Yeshua, what is all these concepts? Okay, the creator enters creation as a representation of the creator, right? Okay. In the creator alone, all paradox can be held. Okay? Light and dark, truth and lies, whatever. Not truth and lies, all paradox. Let's just be simple. All paradox. Only capable of being managed and held. We're talking about the weight of the world, the true weight of being God, source, creator. That is not a task for any human being, any creation. Even if we are little gods, we are not to be under that weight. It's not appropriate. So if that's true, then all light and dark, it's not seen by us in the way it's seen by the creator. And I'm going to say this, it's a little riddle, and I feel like this gets a little heady, but just hang on with me. What's my point about paradox, right? What's the good in evil? That evil ends. What's the evil in good? That good ends. If that just made your brain do a good, it should. Because you can write it out, you can think about it, whatever. The wind is blowing again. Yes. But in reality, that's what we're talking about with paradox. There are parts of us from our scroll, right, that have overcome things that God doesn't go, let me push that away. Thank God you've overcome that. Ugh, you're dirty, you're ugly. That's shame. Remember, the cross was about removing shame. Right. So what if there are parts of me that are envious, right? Remember I said, how is the divine seeing this collective shadow? You've got some envy going on. So what if you do? What do you feel jealous of? You should know. Something would come to mind pretty quickly. What are you feeling like you are coveting? What is it that somebody else has that you see that you're like, I want that, or I want that? All right, don't run away from it. There's no shame in this. This is your shadow, something in your shadow going on. So, and you, by the way, can alchemize your shadow. So we don't deny it, but when we integrate it, when we don't allow the devil, the enemy, the opposition to go, deny that so that you be self-righteous, right? So you're only this. No. I am totally accepted and whole in Yeshua. So I can take that shadow, baby, what you got, what you did last Friday night, right? Sorry. I'm so weird. I can look at it and go, okay, let's deal then. What am I jealous of? Start the question. It could be anything. It could be absolutely anything. And it's okay. If you will face it and say, oh, I love that. I said, if you will face it and you follow it, if you can figure it out, the driving thing. Let me use an example. Spirit, can I have an example, please? Let's go really old school. I'm envious of my friend's partner. Why? Because he is always lavishing her with love and affection and acceptance, and he's loyal to her. And I haven't had loyalty. Look, I had old King of Wands who just kept leaving. Right? So you might not be consciously going, I'm envious. But Spirit is going, all right, let's look at it. Why do you want what she wants? Because I want to be loved. I want somebody to be loyal to me, right? Okay. All right. So how do we get to that point then? Okay, so how's somebody going to be loyal to you if you aren't loyal to you? You have to be loyal to you first. Now, if you're loyal to yourself and you accept that, start by this. Start being loyal to yourself by going, okay, that's how I feel. And maybe you go further. Maybe you go, every time I see a guy and he's doing this with his girl, or every time I see a girl and she's doing this with her guy, I get jealous. Good. Know it. And then look at how there's a butterfly on this card too, by the way. Once you know it, you start alchemizing. Once you start accepting yourself, this is the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, and you going, we're doing this together. I can see that. You're never going to leave me. I can look at anything inside of myself and you're never going to leave me. I don't have to be ashamed of anything. Anything I feel, anything I think, anything I want, I do not have to be ashamed because it's for a reason. And you know why? Let's go right back. It's in here. It's written in your scroll. Why? There's a reason why you want the exact things you want. And those, I think, are the exact things that you are going to get. You're going to get that loyalty. But first, we go through the lesson. Why? Because what am I sitting here doing with you right now? I'm telling you why you have, because you're going to be sitting there, you powerful Empress, you're going to be sitting there needing to explain to somebody else the map, right? How to get where you're going. We are called to take shame off each other. And so many people are sitting in shame. And you know, I think what's worse than fear is shame. I don't know if it is worse. It is. I think it is. Because shame festers and it just, shame truly can destroy a life. But not yours, because you're going to have victory, all right? We're actually going to do this between here and here. If my beautiful collective works with their shadow, starts to think and accept some of these deeper, darker subconscious thoughts that are maybe playing in the background, maybe just blocking that intuition a little, blocking that ability to receive love, blocking that ability to really ground dreams. If they're doing this work, can we just get a time frame around this next season? feel like I want to draw a line already. Ooh, something just wanted to flip out. Can I just get one card, please? Ooh, I just said one card. Why did two come flying out? Oh, okay. I have to take it. Timing is pushed back due to blockages. So in other words, Autumn, we're not going to tell you the time right now. I wanted to get a time frame for you. I wanted to draw a nice line around you. And this card says it's in the future. And that's what you need to know. And I know why they're not giving me a time. I know why. It's coming to mind right now. Hold on. You're going to laugh at me. Where is it? It's your other card. Where did it go? I said, remember when I said, why did this happen? I remember it said for you to, there it is. Confirmation, okay? They're not going to give me timing. They're telling you two things. These are the only two things you need to know right now, is that you are going to have victory, and it's coming. It's coming. The numbers 39 and 40 could be significant, but why you've been going through all this, why have you been going through, the reason why you've been going through all this is because you are having to learn to trust the unknown again, to trust your intuition and the unknown. So what can we look at? I know you're grounding something. I know you're going to have victory, and I know they have to trust the unknown, but can we just get something fun, please? I am so nosy, or maybe I'm curious. I don't know. I just also want to give you hope because you've been going through so much and you're coming out of it. Oh, okay. Seven of Wands, Six of Wands. All right. Six of Wands and Seven of Wands came out. Do you see this? Six of Wands. 6 and 7. Okay. 6 is about fame, influence, victory. Again, another victory card. Recognition, confidence. Okay. Oh my gosh. 7 of Wands. Boundaries. In other words, what the universe is telling you, you have victory and you also learn. You get victory and you have your boundaries. You get victory and you stand your ground. You get them both. Oh my God. Seek first the kingdom and all things will be added unto you. Look at this. I love you. And I love you too. But I love you and I love you. You get it all. You get it all. Because you choose you. You choose to believe. You choose to trust. You were always born for this, and you know it. You know it. This is not going to kill you. You are going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. I promise. I promise, promise, promise. It's not easy, and it's not supposed to be. If it were easy, how would it have any healing power in it? Have you ever had somebody like give you advice and you're like, you don't know what you're even talking about. You've never even been through this. I don't mean to be rude, but don't people do that all the time? Like they'll put it's like, no, I need somebody who's been there through the fire to tell me you get through the fire. You get through the fire. You become who you're supposed to become, and you really do it. Look at how, oh my God, look at her. She's so centered. She's so centered. And look at all this beautiful, look at this rainbow of colors down here. I absolutely love that because to me, it's like promise. The promises, right? What is the rainbow that Noah sees after the flood? It's like, I'll never let you go through that again. That's what this is making me think of. You have victory, you overcome this, and this is your creator saying, When we get through this, we get through this. You're not going back there again. I'm not gonna, don't worry. Oh my God, do you remember? Literally, why am I surprised every time? Remember when I said you find it triggering to hear you're going through hard stuff because you do not, you can't, like if there's one thing you don't want to do, it's go through that again. You're not gonna. You come out of this with all of your boundaries, babe. All of your boundaries. You come out with influence, you're standing tall. Oh my God, I'm just so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. And I love you. And you are going to start loving you. You are going to start seeing you. And it's just coming to my mind, you guys. I'm going to say this because I get really excited about, you know, when I start talking about accepting your shadow and stuff, I think it confuses a lot of people. When you have somebody who's like, oh, I don't hate myself. I'm not running from that part of myself. It's very confronting for people because they have things in themselves that they are running from and they don't like your freedom. And so, you know, the irony, I know that they don't know they don't like your freedom. They just subconsciously are annoyed by you because you are free. And it's the very thing, it's the mirror for them that they need to be seeing. I'm supposed to be getting free too. I'm supposed to be accepting things about myself too. Not so that, let me be clear, not so that we go, oh, I can't stand it when people are like, that's just the way I am. It's like, no, that's not what the shadow is about. No, it's about healing it, right? We're never given permission to hurt other people. We're not given that permission. And if our shadows are hurting other people, then we need to face them and take dominion over them and alchemize them and understand what the lesson was. What did it teach me? It taught me how to value myself. It taught me that I could hold my ground. It taught me that actually the things that, let's take it to divine partnership. If I put a boundary up for someone and I love them, that boundary is there for them as well. It's to keep us both safe, right? It's not a selfish thing. It's, I'm doing this for the good. So that's how you find out. That's how you find out who you can build with, right? That's how you find out what's safe. That's how you find the rock. I hope that makes sense. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there for today, you guys. If you liked this video, then yeah, subscribe. Come and join my community. And I love you so much. And you literally watched me probably get 2 shades darker while I did this video. So I'll just be washing this off tonight. And tomorrow, maybe I'll be a normal color. Or a nice bronzy color. We are going to have a heat wave, so all week. But I'm going to try to get on every day and do messages if I can, because I just love it. And I miss you guys. And I hope you've done well. And leave me comments. I love getting messages and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, take care of your beautiful self. Mwah. Love you.